I am so excited that I have my guest here today, Alethia Tucker, all the way from Fort Washington, Maryland. So, Alethia.
Yes, hello.
Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Yes. Why don't you tell the audience who you are and what it is that you do?
Sure. So I'm Alethia Tucker, and I am an author and a coach and a speaker, and I work with women that I like to call risers. Those are women 45 plus who in their prime are ready to do some work to get the life that they want, both personally and professionally. I'm talking about the impact factor.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about the things in life that make an impact on you. And how you use those things in your journey to make your journey all the sweeter.
Wow. You chose to come here to the Leadership Experience Tour. Tell our audience.
This tour I have watched over a number of years as well. And this tour really puts into each person who participates, they pour so much into you, you cannot help but come out of it better. And that is why I decided, and you're right, there are a number of different tours out there, but Shawn and the staff really take time to pour into you the experience that they have, the knowledge that they have, so that you can go out and actually perfect that gift that you already have. My name is Alethia Tucker, and I am an author, a coach, and a speaker. And I work with women that I like to call risers. Those are women 45 plus who are determined to do whatever they need to do so that they can elevate to the possibilities, to the probabilities that they can have in life, both personally and professionally. I tell these women they need to have an arsenal of tools, and in that arsenal is something that I call the impact factor. What's the impact factor? That's when something impacts your life. Something touches your life in such a way that immediately you know you will never be the same. Well, something like that happened to me back in the 80s. Anyway, I was growing up in the 80s. I was a teenager living on Bolling Air Force Base. This morning started out as every other morning started. I left out of the door and head around the corner as I approached the bus stop, and there were my friends. So as I approached them, I got closer and closer, and the usual fun gestures and outlandish things they were doing looked just a little different. As a matter of fact, the expressions on their faces looked a little scary. And the closer I got, they looked absolutely petrified. I said, okay, so maybe I won't win today. Let me just go ahead. And in my peripheral, I grasped something, but not in time, and I felt bam! All of a sudden, I was tumbling and spinning. There was screeching and dust and dirt and people coming from every direction. And then finally, I felt that second impact, bam! And as I turned my head slightly to the right, there was the wheel of a school bus less than a foot from my head. Was I just hit by a school bus? The parents were running up to me. Kids were crying. I saw my own parents come up to me. And as they were approaching, my mom in her slip, she was getting dressed, and somebody ran to the house and said, your daughter's been hit by a bus. I tried to get up, and it was like the more I tried to get up, the weight of the whole world was pushing me down. I couldn't get up. And I looked down on my lap, and my left foot was crossed over on my right thigh. I'm like, that's not normal. I said, is my foot broken? Fast forward, I'm in the ambulance, and I get to the hospital, and we get there, and they immediately roll me into surgery, and I come out, and I'm in my room, and I hear them through a fog talking to my parents. They were saying, oh yeah, her foot was broke. It was mangled. It was almost severed off. 3 months I was in the hospital, 4 different operations, with them telling my parents, oh, we're not gonna be able to save her foot. Day to day, they would say that. And then they would say, well, if we saved it, I really don't know if she's gonna really have much function out of it. She'll never walk again. And then it went to, oh, okay, well, if she walks again, it's gonna be with a severe limp. And 1 year to the date of my hospitalization, I was jogging around Bolling Air
space. So what did my lessons from my impact factor teach me that I want to share with you so that you can grow too? Number one, don't let anyone's probabilities tell you what you know your possibilities. They kept telling my parents, oh, we won't be able to save it. She'll never have a normal life. She'll be limping the rest of her life. She's so young. Maybe she'll grow into it. But there was something in my little 16-year-old brain that had me to know that there was more for me, and I had to go for it. And I was determined to do just that. Number two, pain is going to come in life, and you will bend, but don't let it break you. My pain was so excruciating, I'll be honest, there were times I just wish I had just died. And when you get through those pains in life, if you just push knowing that something better is on the other side, then you can rejoice when you get there and say, I'm all the better for it. Number three, every now and then in life, you're going to have to look back. But even if you don't let it stop you from moving forward. I probably would have missed a lot of that impact if I looked back and perhaps gone to the other side, or perhaps it would have rolled right over me. Who knows? But the point is, I knew that I probably would have been a little better off if I'd missed that bus. But I don't dwell on that, because each part of my journey has a purpose, and so does yours. I was stronger. I did more. I gave more. My perseverance was perfected, and I knew that I could do anything that I put my mind to. So how about you? Maybe you're 45 plus and kind of wondering, well, what is it that I need to do? I've had some impact factors. How am I going to use that in my life? What am I to do now? Where am I to go? If that sounds like you need to call me, Alethia Tucker, atucker@joliceenterprises.com, or go visit my website, joliceenterprises.com. Use your impact factor to elevate. Thank you.